What's poppin', everybody? This is Ray Rollins of the Ray Rollins Network, where we talk cartoons and we practically do it daily. I'm joined by Mr. Alex Payne as we continue the 31 Days of Cartoons Halloween Marathon. And today, we're back at your head again with another Treehouse of Horror, continuing the pattern. This one is Treehouse of Horror number 5, season 6, episode 6. So, Alex Payne, give us a breakdown of this episode before we get into all the goodness.
Oh, well, I wasn't prepared for this, but okay.
We got to switch it up.
the three stories done in this episode, which they did the full stories instead of because sometimes they do those. We're gonna lead into the story, so these were just full, nothing in between, just straight up stories.
Right.
And the first one was a parody on The Shining. The second one was, I don't know what, I wonder, because I feel like the second one reminds me of something, but I'm not sure what it is. You know what the second one was?
To be honest, I can't even remember the second episode. The second portion of...
To be honest, I can't either. I was hoping you was going to say something that would have made me remember.
All I remember is Willie dies, obviously. That's the whole trend of this episode. That's the main...
Oh, I know. I remember what it was. It was when Homer was using the toaster to go back in time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was the best. That was one of the... And I'm surprised that's totally slipped my mind.
That totally slipped my mind too, so don't feel bad. And the last story was about them eating all the children at the school, not the high school, the regular school. Well, I'm assuming
the elementary school.
Yeah.
Principal Skinner is basically a cannibalist, cooking it up, whipping it up in the kitchen, boy.
Yep, whipping it up. If we're gonna go into first impressions, I just want to say this: when it first started, I immediately knew they was doing The Shining, and I was like, "Uh-oh, I wonder what this could be." They can't do my Shining wrong now. They can't do this to me today. They cannot do this to me today. So that was my
and you know what?
Thoughts. What about you?
It's funny because I liked like I said, my first thought was with all of this, is man, I'm not even gonna lie, the Shining portion of the episode, I wasn't really feeling it. That's just me personally. I guess
I like the most. I think
that's I guess we're getting into review territory with that, but I really wasn't feeling it. And then I think I kind of got a lot of laughs at the toaster episode and the final episode with the cannibalism, Principal Skinner. But I really see the improvement in this episode over the others. I don't know if it's just me, storytelling wise. I think this one has a lot of the first two episodes beat.
No, I'll agree. These ones were. This is definitely the best one we've seen so far. I'll say that for sure. Because the other ones weren't really shit compared to this one, I'd say. So, I would say I enjoyed. I really enjoyed this one, overall. But there was a few moments that made me laugh. But I think the one that I found funny to me was when Marge locked Homer in the kitchen, and the ghost was trying to get him to come out, and he was like, "No, I'm eating," and they had to drag him away from the booth.
Yeah.
That was funny to me. There was another moment in the Shining one that I thought was funny, but I can't really recall what it is. But there was quite a few funny moments.
I'll tell you
all
this:
of them,
the main things that really stuck out to me in this episode that made me laugh is poor Willie, man. Poor Willie. He got killed 3 times, and
that was funny, dude.
I'm coming to save you. Bam! Just straight up get taken out. I'm like, oh man, how you gonna do? This is why Willie's gonna come back as Freddy Krueger on your ass, man. I feel bad for him, but hey, you know what? You just gotta take that L, cuz. You just gotta take that L. Homer going back and forth in the time, I think that's hilarious. He can't touch anything because he swats a fly and it just automatically screws up his whole future. I thought that was hilarious. I don't see how that could have happened, but hey, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. Cartoon logic, you don't question it. He comes back and he gets attacked by this big ass animal. He's like, oh, and then he gets so fed up with all the shit that's going on, he just starts freaking touching and beating and destroying everything. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy with that part of the episode. And the whole cannibalism one is really messed up. I think the line that got me out of this one, he's like, oh yeah, Principal Skinner's like, oh yeah, Bart, I'm gonna start with what you always say and eat your shorts. I'm like, oh, okay.
That doesn't really make any sense though, because we're beating the body, not the shorts. But you know,
basically by Bart saying eat his short, he means eat his ass. So bite him in so many words. I don't know if you guys use that phrase over there in your country, but in the Bahamas.
Well, we have a very, big American influence in terms of well, not influence. We see because we pretty much only watch American TV. So yeah, we're aware of it. We don't use it like that though. We'll be like, kiss my ass or carry ass. That's what they say.
Carry a Connie.
That too.
Carry a Connie the Haiti boy. Let's get back into let's get to the final reviews though. What are your thoughts on this? Let's talk about this bad boy and as a whole. What are your thoughts on this?
I think this one was a lot better than the other ones. This one was more see, that's the thing. Even though I've technically never really watched The Simpsons before, I don't know if it's from the movie or whatever. I feel like I'm very familiar with the show, so it doesn't even feel like watching a new show to me. It's just like watching a different episode.
Right.
But I think this episode was really, really good though. I'll give it a 7.5. I think that's it. I think that's fair.
Okay.
Because I mean, it was good, but it wasn't ungodly good.
Right. I think, like I said in the first couple reviews we did, is I think to having the whole little mini time, like the mini episodes, really limits them in what they can do. Whether that hurts or helps them, who knows, man? That's up to how they write the story. But I think all these episodes, I really think if they had a full 30-minute episode, it really could have benefited The Shining. The time travel one was all right. It wasn't bad. The cannibalist one felt kind of quick too. One of them, I can't remember which one, just felt like it just abruptly ended. Like boom. I'm like, whoa, okay. But like I said, if they had 30 minutes episodes for each story, I think they all would have been good. They could have done a lot of Halloween episodes with those 30-minute episodes. Been a million times better, in my opinion.
I think the only one that would have needed more time was probably the Shining one. I wouldn't even say it necessarily does, because obviously they're not going to take that story seriously. So,
right.
With the length it had, with how they would do the episode, I think it was done perfect there.
Okay.
So I think,
and then.
But the last two definitely had a perfect amount of time. I feel if they were longer, they would have been bad, honestly. Especially the second one.
You said The Shining was your favorite episode out of this little portion.
I think I'll say so just because I think it made me laugh 2 or 3 times, and I laughed once or twice in the other ones. So yeah, if I go off of that, then I'll say the Shining one was probably my favorite one. But it's not leaps and bounds my favorite. It's more of a slight edge.
Okay, I say my favorite has to be. I'm gonna go with the cannibal one. I think I want to say the time travel one, but I'll say the cannibalistic one. But to get back to what my review is, I think it's all right. You even said it yourself, the storytelling was a lot more structured in this episode compared to other reviews we did. And, you can really see how they grew in this episode, with the structuring and shit. They really put care in this episode, in my opinion. It felt leaps and bounds better. I didn't care much for The Shining, though. That's just me. But I'm going to be right there with you. I'm going to give it a nice 7. A nice 7 on this episode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ray Rollins Network. My name is Ray Rollins, and his is Alex Payne. We will continue the 31 days of Halloween cartoons tomorrow on the Ray Rollins Network. where we watch cartoons and we do these reviews daily. I screwed up my whole little phrase, whatever the hell. But it's in the beginning. Rewind back and hear it. But long story short, we'll see you when we see you. Peace.